Welcome back to Open Window Politics. Today we're going to be going through my latest prediction for the 2024 Senate elections. So we'll get started out on the West Coast and then move eastward. So we will start out with the swing state of Nevada. Let's first look at some of the polls in Nevada. So in the state, Trump is looking pretty good and will probably be, if the election were to be held today, would most likely be the victor in the state. He's up by 3 points in the latest poll, 6 in another, 9 and 10 by another one. I definitely don't see a margin where he wins by 9 or 10. But on the same ticket, there, Jackie Rosen, who is up for re-election, in the latest poll, she's up by 8. And then we see primarily Trump ahead against Biden in the state of Nevada in most of the polls. And then in these two from June 13th, we see Jackie Rosen up by 5 and 12. So I think I'm going to move this away from a tilt characterization into a lean characterization for the Democratic Party. It's looking pretty good for the Democrats, and they've been up in the polls, so we'll designate it as such. And if Trump is able to win the presidential election, Republicans will already have a Senate majority, with the tiebreaker being whatever vice presidential nominee Trump ends up picking will be the tie-breaking vote in a 50-50 Senate. They already flip one seat with the seat of West Virginia. That's Joe Manchin's old seat, and that is easily a switch to the Republican Party. There doesn't stand any chance of remaining in Democratic hands. Then we get to the state of Arizona. In Arizona, I think it's going to be a little bit closer than in the state of Nevada. I'm going to give this as we're going to add a tilt characterization, and then I'm going to give it as such for the Democratic Party. In the latest polls, we can check them real quick, but we generally are seeing Trump doing well in the state, with the Democrat Rubio, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, doing better on the Senate level. So as you can see here, most of the polls have Trump up in the state, but generally the Democrat is doing well against Kari Lake and is probably going to win the state, but I do think it'll be by a very narrow margin. So we're going to go with a tilt characterization for the state of Arizona. In the state of Montana, we'll get back to that one, but no, we can do it now. So I think this state has a good chance of being one of the flips, the second flip to the Republican Party. I'm going to give it a lean characterization, and I think it's got a good chance of flipping to the Republican Party. It's a very Republican state. It has had a previous history of electing some Democrats, but that kind of sense of bipartisanship is kind of disappearing in many states, and many states are either becoming more and more intense on the political party that they are backing. We don't see many red governors of blue states, many blue governors of red states too often, or blue senators from red states. That has slowly been disappearing, and that is going to be further enhanced by the loss of Joe Manchin's seat, and I think that we will see another seat flip in the seat of Montana. Then we get to the state of Wisconsin. In Wisconsin, I think it's got a pretty good chance of going. I believe Tammy Baldwin is up for re-election, so we're going to give that state as a lean characterization for the Democratic Party, giving us 46 seats for the Democrats, for 51 for the Republicans. So Republicans, no matter what happens on the presidential level, will already have a Senate majority and will be able to have control of the Senate. Next up, we get to the state of Michigan. In Michigan, I think it's going to probably be a little bit closer, but for now, we're going to give it a tilt blue characterization. I believe the Democratic candidate in the more recent polls has been up. We can check the polls real quick in Michigan, see if there are any changes, but last I saw in Michigan, the Democrat has been up by 1 or 2 points. So in the state we have Biden up by 5 and 6 in Michigan. And then Elisa Slotkin, I believe is her name. Yep, she is up by 2. So I think that a tilt characterization would be fair enough. It probably won't be 2 points. It may be, but I think 1 point is probably about what Democrats have for the state. Then we get to the state of Ohio. In Ohio, I think this is likely to be the third flip towards the Republican Party. We're going to give that a tilt red characterization, giving 42 seats for the Republicans to 47 for the Democrats. Then we get to one of the most important swing states, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, I think, has got a good chance of remaining in Democrat hands. This is Bob Casey's seat, and he's got likely will be able to win re-election by a decent margin, and so I'm going to give it a lean Democrat characterization rating. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions about any of the states we went over today, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.